As evidenced by the previews coming from March of the Machine that came out over the weekend, the Phyrexians are invading realms such as Ikoria, and today Nethroi joins their ranks. As promised at the end of my last video, today we took the blue out of the deck and now we're adding black in, which means we need an Abzan commander. And again, just like with the Bant color combination, there's not a lot of commanders who can fulfill that role on Arena. So I looked to Nethroi, Apex of Death, to fulfill that role. And if you don't know what he does, for 2, a white, a black, and a green, you get a 5/5 Cat Nightmare Beast with Mutate for a hybrid white, green, and 2 black, which means then you can put it on top of something or under something else and grant the abilities of Nethroi to it, which are Death Touch and Lifelink. And whenever this creature mutates, return any number of target creatures with total power 10 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. This commander actually works a little more synergistically in the deck because as our toxic creatures begin to die, we can start bringing them back by mutating Nethroi on top of another one of our toxic creatures, because most of the creatures in the deck are non-human. So here we go, as usual. We have Lauren's Escape, Tamiyo's Safekeeping, Gaia's Gift, Heroic Intervention, and Teferi's Protection. It's just our protection row, as usual. And it's just ways to keep our stuff alive long enough to spread PHYRESIS to our opponents. And then we're going to go ahead and move into our removal. Standard Swords of Plowshares, Fearful Absence. Since we're in black now, though, we actually have access to Anoint with Affliction, which is a new removal spell. It exiles mana value 3 or less on its own, but if they're corrupted with 3 or more poison counters, you just exile a target creature. Just straight up gone. Goodbye, 2 mana, gone. And then White Sun's Twilight board wipe creates poison creatures for us, and I just skipped over it. The other addition to adding black to this deck is Mythos of Nethroi. Destroy non-land permanent if you spend green and white along with the black, or just blow up a creature. Either way, you get something good out of this spell. And then we have our standard mana base, which is mana acceleration base, which is the same as the blue, white, and green deck. It's Arcane Signet, Cold Steel Heart, Mind Stone, Harrow, and Roiling Regrowth. Just good ways to get things out. I took Cultivate out of that other deck and put Roiling Regrowth in here because we have the Evolution Sage. It just helps with the proliferation triggers a little bit better. And I did say at the end of the other video I was going to kind of rebalance the deck a little bit. So I took out some of the single target protection spells, and instead we have more removal, and we also have a little more card draw built in. I've added Rite of Harmony. When you cast a creature spell or an enchantment this turn, or enters the battlefield, I should say, you get to draw a card and you can flash it back. So if you play, 2 or 3 creatures, on top of this, you're getting some extra cards out of it. Still have Tokacious Welcome and the Whelping Vampire, and then we also gained Black Market Connections, which is really nice here. And the fun part about this variation is I have a way to shut this off in the deck, and I'll reveal that in a little bit. We have the Poisoner cards, which we've actually gained one additional one because there's actually 2 of them in black. So we still have Infectious Bite, and we still have a Ajani Sleeper Agent to try to help with our poisoning. But we've, instead of having Prologue to PHYRESIS, we have Infectious Inquiry, draw 2, lose 2, each opponent gets 2 poison. And Vraska's Fall, each opponent sacks a creature and gets a poison. So we have a little more flexibility in adding a poison counter to our opponents so we can proliferate up those counters. We also have gained more poison creatures. The toxic creatures that are in blue are not that great. There's only like 1 or 2 that are worth playing. There are several black ones that are worth playing. So let's take a look here. We have, the green and the white cards that are here are mostly the same ones I had in the other deck. I had just a couple swap ups. Crawling Chorus, Skrelv. Now we've gained Bilious Skulk Dweller for another 1-drop poison creature. Death Touch, Toxic 1. Venerated Rot Priest is still here. I added Duelist of the Deep Faith. I didn't have this in the other one. I wanted some lower to the ground stuff to get in there quicker, because it seems like the deck operates better when we get poison going quick. Double Strike, Toxic 1, Jawbone Duelist. We have Skrelv's Hive still. Blight Belly Rat is added in black. Toxic 1. It's a 2/2 that if it dies, you get a proliferation trigger, so that's nice. It's like you have a choice. You can either, if they already have a poison counter and they block it, they're going to get another counter, and if they let it through, they're getting another counter. Then we got Necrogen Communion that was added. This thing is kind of nuts. Auras are kind of bad-mouthed in Magic because you can get 2 for 1. You put it on there and you blow it up and you lose both it and the aura. But with this, if you add this to a toxic creature, you're adding additional toxic. I've had it where I've had like Tarrasque Atrocity hitting for 5 poison counters. It's kind of nuts. And if you put this on top of like the double striking Jawbone Duelist, it's 3 poison per double strike hit. And the nice part is also if they kill the creature while this is on it, you get the creature back. Pestilent Siphoner is also added to it. 1/1 flying toxic for 1. We still have Branch Blight Stalker. I added Slaughter Singer to this variation as well. It makes our stuff bigger when they attack. He's a toxic 2 for 2. He's just kind of a good card. Annex Sentry's back. Exile something and it has toxic. Charge of the Mites is still here. You can use it as removal or create Mite tokens. We have Flinting Raptor still in the deck. Make something fly that has toxic. Your best bets or anything that has more than 1 toxic level on it, just to punch in that extra poison. Stinging Hive Master is also added here. For 2 and a black, you get a 3/2 with toxic 1 that when it dies, it leaves behind a Mite. Bloated Contaminator is still here. Ichor Spit Basilisk. Viral Spawning still there. Plague Nurse is still here. Brutalizer still here. We've added Necrogen Rot Priest. Now, this is an interesting addition in terms of having the black in the deck. It's a 1/5 for 2, a black and a green Phyrexian Zombie Cleric with Toxic 2, so it already hits for 2 Toxic on its own. And whenever a creature you control with Toxic deals combat damage, they get an additional counter. So it's actually Toxic 3 on a 4-drop, and it makes all of our other stuff gain 1 additional level of Toxic, so that's really good. And on top of that, you can activate its ability for 1, a black and a green. Target creature with Toxic gains Death Touch until end of turn. So your opponents are going to have to be very careful where they block, how they block, if they block, because if they don't, you can really mess somebody up. Like, I love hitting the double striking Toxic guy with this, because they're like, oh, I'll just block and kill it with my big thing, and you're just like, I'll give it Death Touch, and then your guy dies anyways, and I don't. So it's just a fun thing to mess around with. And then Tarrasque Atrocity, as I mentioned earlier, this is back. He's just really good. I took out the Paladin of Predation. It's just too expensive, doesn't do anything, and just gets blown up because people are not going to let you keep it. And then we have the Proliferation pile here, which is also bigger than with our blue deck. So we actually got more toxic creatures, more proliferation. So the deck is actually a little more consistent, I think. So we have Whispers of the Dross, which was added. Target creature gets -1/-1, and you proliferate. Grateful Apparition's back. Hit them, do it again. Drowning Ichor is a new one that's been added. -4/-4, and then you proliferate. We still got Canker Bloom in there. I added Pollen Bright Druid just for the proliferation effect. Smell Fear has been added. It's a fight spell with proliferate. We still have a Natural Restoration. Watley's Raptors here. I added Contagious Vorak. You can dig for lands off the top of the deck, or you can proliferate. So that's why it's in this category, and it gives you a solid 3/3 body for 3. Evo Sage is back. Just probably the best proliferation spell in the deck. This is what I was talking about, being able to shut off our Black Market Connections. Staff of Completion. I did not have this in my other deck. Probably should have, but this works out just as well. For 3 colorless, you get an artifact that says tap and pay a life, destroy a permanent that you control. So if Black Market Connections is getting out of control and killing you, just blow it up and get rid of it. You can also pay 2 life and add 1 mana of any color. You can pay 3 life to proliferate, which is the main reason why it's here. You can pay 4 life to draw a card, or you can pay 5 to untap it. 5 colors to untap it. So it's got some flexibility. The main things here, though, are the proliferation and to blow up one of your permanents that are causing you trouble if you need to. And then once in a while, you might draw a card or make mana. And then the last 2 things we gain by adding black to this deck is the original Phyrexian himself, Yawgmoth Thran Physician. For 2 black, you get a 2/4 human cleric pro-human. It says pay a life, sack a creature, put a negative counter onto a target creature, and draw a card. So that's pretty good for helping keep your opponent's board under control. But the big thing here is to pay black, discard a card, proliferate. And then the last one is Vraska Betrayal Sting from the new set. For 4, a black and a Phyrexian black, you have a 6 loyalty Vraska that says pay 0 or put 0 counters on her, draw a card, lose a life, proliferate. That's the main thing. -2, target creature becomes an artifact treasure with tap, sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana, and loses all other types and abilities. This is just good for getting stuff out of the way sometimes, or you can use the proliferate. There is a game, I don't know if I'm going to include it in the footage, where I turn a blocker into a treasure just to make sure my toxic creatures could get through. And then if you manage to ever get up to this, which you might, I don't know, I never did, but if you ever get up to the ultimate, -9, target player with fewer than 9 poison counters gets a number to the difference of 9. So if you already have like 4 poison on them, it'll put 5 more on them. You get the point there. And then the basic, or the land package over here, if I slide over, is, your Abzan base. 5 plains, 5 swamps, 6 forests. I have Takenuma and Boseiju in the base just to give us some options here. All of the black and white lands, all the black and green lands, all the green-white lands. Indotha Triomes here as the Tri-land here. Command Tower, Fabled Passage for Second Crossroads and Mana Confluence, and then Karn's Bastion returns as our cannot say that word all the time. Proliferation land. I hope you guys like the deck. I had a lot of fun. I sat and played this thing for hours the other night when I was doing recordings, so let's get to the gameplay. The Tarrasque. You don't see that one very often. We'll give it a try because we have ways of giving something toxic, we have ways of proliferating, we have card draw, and we have a way to kill something. So that's not the worst setup, and I have access to all 3 colors, so we'll see what happens. It's interesting to me how drastically different this deck plays than the Bant-colored one I played just a few days ago, because like it seems like the blue has more escapability. Like you get more card draw, you have counter magic if you want it, you have phasing, you have hexproof. It has more things going on with it that the black doesn't give, but then the black also gives you more toxic creatures, and it also gives you more creature kill, and it also gives us more proliferate too, because there's actually a little more proliferate in black than there is in blue, or at least a little more flexible proliferate. Because usually the blue ones, for proliferating, they actually have like a conditional thing, like, oh, it has to be a CMC 3 or less to get this proliferate, or, there's certain things, or they're high mana cost, like they're 5 or more for like the Inexorable Tide and stuff like that. Whereas the black stuff is usually like, if this thing dies, you proliferate, it's a 2-drop. Or if you're paying for a high amount, you get something like Vraska, and you get to do it. We're doing a good job ramping towards that Tarrasque already. Let's do this. Play this. I'd like to get, because it seems like they're just on like a one-way ramp to Tarrasqueville. I think I'd rather just go ahead and get the Tarrasque Atrocity online if I can. Otherwise, I'll use Vraska's Fall and kill that Caryatid. I have options. Okay, so they're going to get a bunch of lands, and that's fine. They've opened themselves up, though, right now. Like, this is the opportunity you want. We're going to slam that Atrocity straight into their face. Automatic Corrupted. 5, 6 mana, and they need 9 for the Tarrasque. So I have 7 now. Generous Stray, alright. And that's fine. I think what I'm going to do this turn is I'm going to Vraska's Fall. That's an option too. Alright, I was about to say, Auto Tapper, don't screw with me right now. Now, depending on what they sacrifice determines what I'm going to do next. Because if they sack the cat, I'm probably going to put Necrogen Communion on the Tarrasque and just hit them for 4 poison. But if they don't, if they sacrifice the Caryatid, I'm probably going to do the Duelist of Deep Faith. What's it going to be? Because I think the only way we're going to beat a Tarrasque is just go ham here with the poison. Actually, this is 5. They'll go to 9 when this lands. That is just mean. 9 poison. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's a proliferate on a stick. They were trying so very, very hard to keep that Caryatid alive, and it's going to cost them. Because we just went all the way. I'm not going to good game them yet. I hate when people spam that early. I'm just going to do this, and then I'm going to activate it. Then I'll give them a good game. Activation, proliferation. Good game. You submit. I will make sure it actually hit. I don't want to look like a dum-dum and say good game and it didn't do it. Miiyrm. Alright. Well, it's a painful deck to play against, but I have beaten it. It's not going to happen with this hand, though. This hand is slow. I'm gonna mulligan again because that was crap. Alright, let's throw the Rite of Harmony back. The thing I do like about this hand, though, is I actually had a toxic creature come to start with, and I have an additional toxic creature in backup. So it's not bad. We can actually start, well, if they don't have like multiple burn spells, we can start poisoning them pretty quickly. And I have a way to kill, you know, their mana dorks or dragon cheapeners and that kind of stuff. Alright, let's go for some poison. And play some poison. So, yeah, we got options. And I love that this is an instant, too. So I can do it in response if I need to. Say the Dragon Speaker Shaman, this is perfect. So what we're going to do is we're just going to Vraska's Fall and kill that. And otherwise, they could play Miiyrm next turn. And now, they can't. Alright, let's go with... Let's go ahead and just go yam on this. We'll keep that... Excuse me, I got a cough coming on. Sorry about that. Talking so much, I'm drying my throat out. What I was saying is, I now have Heroic Intervention, so if they have a board sweep or something... Nope. Don't think so. Speedy poison. Happened so fast I didn't even realize it. Elesh Norn. Alright. Well, all I gotta say is it's not the Tulane deck I just got done playing against, because I just spent like 20 minutes playing against that deck. They drew like 50 cards and couldn't cough up a win con until like 20 minutes in. It was just driving me absolutely bonkers. Keep that on top, because we might actually need that. I was digging for that in the last game because they just had a bunch of creatures, and I was just like, oh, come on. Just give me something to work with here. I'm gonna play Takesia's Welcome because I have ways of drawing cards off of it in my hand. And you know, that 20-minute game, I tried so hard to make it entertaining and talk about things, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't make a game where basically I was watching somebody play solitaire interesting. Alright. We are 1 mana away from seeing that hit the board. Not good. Really? Okay. Whispers of the Dross is good. Unfortunately, they're probably going to block that. So let's go ahead and swing. Let's see if we actually get a poison on them. We do. Let's kill that before they go drawing cards off of it. Yep. And let's go ahead. We're going to play this, because they're probably going to try to get Elesh online as quickly as they can. And I'm just going to blast it out of its boots with Fateful Absence. We're going to go as hard and fast as we can. I have yet to beat this commander, and damn it, I want to win. Come on. Now, if they don't play it this turn, like if they had the mana, okay, I'll just kill that. I don't care. It is completely worth destroying it. Alright, let's go ahead and get in there with the poison. And let's go ahead and flashback Viral Spawning. I could have put the Blight Belly Rat out there, which might have been the smarter play because of a board wipe, because then I would have got the Proliferate trigger. Okay, there's Elesh. And to be honest, I don't care. Cannot put Nethroy over that. I can't use that yet either. Yeah, screw it. Send them. Alright, let's drop this and this. Enter. Yes, you are virtually at 9 poison counters. Unless you have an exile spell. But if you have a kill spell, you're at 9. Okay. Alright, I'm going to activate the staff in response. I'm going to proliferate. It's the whole reason it's in the deck. And that's fine. Seriously? Of course they had 2 of them. Come on, give me a land so I can play this Venomous Fertilizer and proliferate again. Dang it. Alright, let's play Nethroy. Make them have answers. We've actually hit them enough times that lethal damage is within range, too. I didn't want to do, like, White Sun's Twilight for, like, 3 or 4 and then have them just wipe the board, and it's just like, I need to be able to tear down Elesh, Norn, and anything else that they might have when that White Sun goes off. They're digging. So I have to pay 4 to attack? Alright, I won't attack. Oh, I can't use the brutalizer anyways, the stupid ETB. I always forget that. That's fine. That's where I can go in. Or no, I can't. Never mind. Cancel. No. End turn. Okay, so we have Heroic Intervention. So if they decide to wipe the board or whatever, it's fine. Yeah, that's why Elesh Norn just drives me insane, because I always like using ETB creatures, and then it's like, oh, nope, you can't do that. No fun for you. And if she comes up with a, or they come up with a another exile double, I have Heroic to stop it too. So, I have options. Why do I feel like there's exile coming my way? Okay, I don't have to pay the stupid tax, so let's just see what they got. There's the Settle the Wreckage I was looking for. And that's fine, take action. Let's go ahead and get a white. I mean, the Brutalizer's not gonna get through. So, White Sun for 5? You're not phasing that out. And you just burned your Settle. And you're at 8 poison. So, it's gotta be a board wipe or die. I mean, they probably have the board wipe. Let's face it. Maybe not. They're digging. Oh, nope, no board wipe. Oh wow, they burned a Settle on a one creature because they didn't want to block it, and instead lose to a White Sun's Twilight. Korvold, good lord. It's been hard stuff tonight. But I do like the curve on this. Let's try it. We got a 2 into a 3 different 3-drops we could drop depending on what they got going on. Ooh, excuse me. It's getting late for me. Because I'm actually recording it at night rather than during the day like I usually do. Let's drop that into white, so we'll have a second white source. Because the farmland will give us the second green and white. Let's drop that. Professional Facebreaker. Alright, let's go ahead and drop the Bloated Contaminator. I want to try to get stuff through. And if I see something I don't like, I got Fateful Absence available on the next turn to shoot it. I can also do viral spawning. I have different things I can do. That's dangerous. Alright. I would like something to blow that up now. Alright, let's play this on black. Let's go ahead and smack them with some poison. And, yep. Let's go ahead and drop... We're going to drop the Raptor. We'll go ahead and proliferate their poison. And let's... You know what? Let's get another poison thing on the board. I was gonna Harrow into Fateful Absence, but I think I like having another thing on the board, because this is either gonna force them to try and wipe the board, or they're gonna try to ramp Korvold up as quick as they can, and I can just blast him next turn. So, you know, I have options. You took the 2/3. Oh, so I couldn't block your Facebreaker. I got you. I was like, why'd you take that? So then they attack, and then they'll have 3 treasures, and they can do something else. Okay, so, oh, and you took it also to sacrifice it. I gotcha. So now they're tutoring for something, which, whatever they're getting, I'm not gonna like. Let's face it. Alright, they're swinging. Alright, so now we have options. Let's go ahead and swing for 3 poison. Because this will give them 2 toxic plus a proliferate. Unless they have a lightning bolt all of a sudden. Alright, so we're gonna keep... No, we're not. We're gonna play the viral spawning. I'll keep Fateful Absence available. I'm sitting here looking at Korvold like he ramps in with some monstrous level of crap and I'm just screwed. I can also just blow up at Sushi at the end step here and have basically a free swing for lethal. Unless they have another tutor out. Okay, I mean, yeah, you get a token, great. You kept yourself from dying right there. All right, let's do Mythos of Nethroi. Let's kill the Atsushi. Does it matter? No. They can either exile cards or play. They'll probably go with the treasures, is my guess. Okay. I figured as much. Alright. I mean, them making me sacrifice was a good thing, because that kept me from committing poison on them, because the proliferate's going to put them at 9. We're just going to sit back on that Fateful Absence. As I've said before, we'll have it available. Like, I'm going to let them sacrifice... Actually, you know what? Trigger on a stack? No, you're not drawing your card. Yeah, no. Mondrak. Just did a video on him last week. Yeah, we'll try this. We have basically the best proliferator in our deck. So let's play this on green. I'm gonna do... Yeah, I played a creature. Okay. We're gonna ramp. I was gonna play the Stalker, but they're playing little creatures in their deck, so they're getting ahead rather than ramping into Mondrak as quick as possible. Because if they were ramping into Mondrak, I would have done the Stalker instead. All right, so question becomes: do I just do a Ajani? I think I do. I think I need to get this on the line as quick as I can.
Phyrexia can be your pride, as it is mine. Every
And we get a card. Nice. I always feel happy when I plus that and I get something off of it. Now I would like a land. That way I can try to do Evo Sage proliferate. Alright, that's perfect. Let's do that. Yep. Let's play this. And let's plus this. And that goes well.
We have allies.
The whole point of Ajani is to get to that -6 as quick as you can. If you can. That was the main reason why I lost against that Chandra deck the last game I played, because they spent so many times sitting there pecking away at Ajani, I couldn't get him online quickly enough to poison him out.
Find your valor and fight.
If you send that Clarion Spirit, I'm blocking it. So...
You cannot vanquish our pride.
Alright, so... Can I pull that off? That's 2, that goes to 5... No. Alright, so we're just gonna play the Belly Rat. We'll play this. Sack a black. I'll go get a white and a black. We have 2 green sources already. 2 proliferates. +1 in.
Every day
No attacks.
more rally to our
Alright.
glorious cause.
So, like, they'll probably take another 3 out of him, but then I'll have another proliferate to kind of back him up. And I have a brutalizer coming too. I might actually get him to 6, regardless of what they do. And that's all I really need. Okay, they made tokens instead of counters. I don't care how much life you gain. This deck is meant to basically give the giant middle finger to life gain decks. Alright, blocking here, blocking here. The idea is to try to get him. There he goes. He's right back to 6. So now I can minus and just start playing creatures in mass. So let's play the Welcoming Vampire. Let's play the Jawbone Duelist. Get a card off of it. Oh, cool. Fluncing Raptor. I like it. Because then I can make the Duelist fly. Yeah, it's like... Don't have a care.
You are braver than you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Alright, let's block... Yeah, we'll block the life gain guy, block the life gain guy, block that guy. I'll take the rest. I don't even need to make it fly. Okay. Again, life gain? Whatever. Ooh, baby. Ooh, ooh. Can I kill them? Can I kill them? I might be able to. Fluncing Raptor, make the... goes to 6. Flies over. Send that at their face. Hits them for 2. Fabled Passage. Proliferate. Sack the Passage. Proliferate 10. Take your life gain and stick it. That's all I gotta say. Vraska Swarms Eminence. Haven't seen that one in a long old time. So it's gonna be Death Touch trying to kill us. Yeah, I'll give it a whirl. I hope everybody's having fun out there tonight. I'm probably well past when I probably should have went to sleep, but I'm having fun, and I hope you are too. I'm gonna try to keep playing as long as I can, and when I can't either play straight or I'm too tired to care anymore, we'll stop for the night. I thought there for a split second we had somebody who was dawdling. Alright, I would like some white mana, please. Hey, asking, I got it. Don't need to shock ourselves, though, because I got no 2-drops. But I got Annex Sentry. So let's go ahead and take that. Take out the Underdark Basilisk because it's smaller. Because I could draw something like the what is it? The Dross. Whispers of the Dross, and I could kill the White Blade that way. Alright, let's play this. And we'll also play... We're gonna play the Rot Priest, is what we're gonna do. We're not gonna swing. I don't really care about these 1/1s with Death Touch. Even if they drop a Fin right now, I wouldn't care. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm going to drop the Flensing Raptor on something, probably the Rot Priest, and have it hit. Unless they're going to kill it. Then it's going to be the Annex Sentry that gets the Flensing Raptor. But if they want to kill the Annex Sentry just to get back their little 1/2 Death Toucher, I'm not that concerned. Yeah, I really don't care. If their stuff gets bigger, I don't care. Alright, so we're going to do that. Whenever a creature you control toxic deals combat damage. Okay, that's what I wanted to find out. If it was another or if it was any of them. So you're going to go with the face. So that's 3. Let's play this. Giving us another blocker. Flensing Raptor can put 2 more on them next turn. I can block some of this death-touching shenanigans with the Bilious Skulk Dweller. Or I could just take it if they swing wide. And I might just take it anyways, just so I can turbo into the poison, depending on what they got going on. Or eyeball my Raptor, though. Okay, they're just playing a death touch something or the other. That's fine. And again, I'm not overly concerned just yet. 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I could, in theory, in 2 turns, mutate into Throy onto something and then get a bunch of stuff back. Destroy that Planeswalker. Okay, so that's not the one that does the... There's a Vraska where I think the ultimate kills players with Death Touchers. There's no reason to take the extra damage. I might as well go ahead and kill that one. Because it's not... That one's not getting through. Alright, so Crawling Chorus can come into play here. Play the Brushland. Hit him with the Raptor. Vraska can't make any more tokens, so no big deal there either. Do they have a kill spell? So it's just gonna deal damage. Okay. And that's fine. Let's play the Vorak. I don't care about the land. Or do I? Actually, I might want that Takenuma to get that other one back. You know what? We're going to get the Takenuma. I wasn't going to do it. I was just going to proliferate it. But I can get the Flensing Raptor back with the Takenuma. If I don't hit... Or I could get them both back. I could actually just let a bunch of stuff die in this turn. And bring all of it back. Because it's like, what? 3, 4... 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I could let most of this die and still get all of it back this next turn. Let's see. Crawling Chorus can block. What do we got here? Anacentric can block. What? That. The Vorak can block that one. Crawling Chorus can block that one. We'll take 7. So I can either play the Takenuma or I can play another land if I draw it and bring almost all that back. We'll see what we got going on. Okay, it's going to be the Takenuma, mutate it. So, Takenuma. We're going to mutate and throw away onto the neck. Oh, it didn't mutate. Crap, I clicked the wrong side of it. Shit. That was a mistake. It was supposed to mutate and bring everything back. I clicked too quickly and hit the wrong side. God damn it. Hey, remember what I said about being tired and making mistakes? We're almost there. Tezzeret, Master of the Bridge. Yeah, we'll give it a whirl. We'll do Temple first, because it's guaranteed to come into play tapped. I can play that with life. But Duelist of the Deep Faith is probably the first thing I'm playing, unless I get something better. Now, if I get like a turn 1 Bilious Skulk or a Skrelv, you know. There's Skrelv's Hive. Let's go ahead and keep that on top. I'm not playing it first. I'm playing the Duelist first, so I can start swinging. Because that's the problem with Skrelv's Hive, is it's a little slow to get going. Alright, let's drop that. Let's go ahead and swing with the Duelist. And let's see if we have a counter. Nope. Alright. Hive it is. So, Chief of the Foundry, you're fine. I don't care. Let's go ahead and play this, shock it in. Let's kill this. We'll go ahead and hit him for another poison. And then I'm going to play the Grateful Apparition. And pray they don't, like, languish me or something this turn. Because that would suck. Okay. Gotcha. Ooh, I got a Vraska. Yeah, let's just go with this. Swinging. There's a lot of things going on here. And it's like, you can sit there and block, but you're still going to take 3 poison damage. But if you don't block the Tyrannax, if they go for the Grateful Apparition, the Tyrannax is going to put 3 counters on them anyways. So it's like, take 3 or take 5 poison. I don't care. Really? Okay. Submit. Hey, I am very happy about that. I don't care if they use the Etrata to take out the atrocity or they blow up any of this other stuff. I'm okay. Because I got Vraska coming down next turn. Okay. Yeah, don't care. Go ahead, take out. Yeah. Yeah. You're about to go. You're about to die. Got news for you. You just don't know it. Done. Oh wait, cancel. I gotta do it for Phyrexian mana. Sorry. Womp womp. Done. 0. Good game.
Patience. We will win.
I love poison. It's so fun. Oh my god. I know people don't like it, but to me it is just so fun. Gishath. Alright. Let's see if we can go out on a high note here. I hope everybody's been having some fun tonight. I am enjoying myself. I've been rapidly poisoning my opponents to death, and for some reason, you know, like the first time I played this deck, in this, I mean, I've made changes to it, but the first time I played it, it didn't play for crap. It played worse by leaps and bounds, actually, than the blue, white, and green version that I played on camera before. And this one is just funny to me. Yeah, your stuff's not getting cheaper. Sorry. At least not this turn. Yeah, don't, even though this is restricted to a 3-drop or less, don't underestimate the ability just to snag something and have a poison guy on hand. Especially one with a rather large backside on it. Yeah, we get a shot at him. I am more than happy to just take that free shot. Alright, let's go ahead and do the infectious I can't talk today. Infectious Inquiry. I can tell I'm getting tired. This regardless of the result is probably gonna be the last game tonight. And we'll see if I have enough good games to cobble together a video for you guys. And if not, I'll be back and we'll do some more recordings probably tomorrow night. Alright, there's a Marauding Raptor. Let's drop the Bright Climb as white. I still need... Can't proliferate off of that. Let's just go ahead and do this. And we'll keep protection available, just in case. You never know. It could be a lava coil or an obliterating bolt aimed at that Annex Sentry or some kind of it's like a what is it, Viseju or something. It's like I'd like to keep it alive. No sense in letting them have a cheaper Gishath. Now, if we get a land, we can play the Venomous Brutalizer. If we don't, I'm probably going to do the Necrogen. Alright. Like I said, protection. No. I thought that was the one that made dinosaurs. It's the one that does damage. You sure you want to do that? Because now I have an indestructible blocker that you can't shoot. Alright, let's go ahead and drop Takenuma. And I'm going to swing with the Onyx Sentry. I want more poison on them, and I want to see if they want to give it that Galagrators or not. No? Okay. Let's go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and do this. We'll play this. We'll proliferate it. I cannot say that word for crap half the time. Makes the Onyx Sentry a little bit bigger, a little bit harder to get rid of. Gives them another poison. Gives us a toxic 3 creature to work with, too. I could have dropped the Necrogen Rot Priest and then swung with the Onyx Sentry, and then they would have had 2 more poison, but then they might have actually blocked it. Alright, there's a monster manual. Okay, they can cheat with it. Ripjaw Raptor. Okay. Draw your card. Ooh. Oh, that's too funny. Alright, let's go ahead and do the Necrogen Rot Priest. And we're gonna swing with the poison guys. Let's see how they block. Yeah, make you think I have something. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and protect the Brutalizer for once. Alright. Yeah, you get your card, and I'm okay with that. So, next turn, if we don't draw anything good, I'm probably going to do the right and then play the Stalker into it just to get something out of it. Or I could just swing with both of these, because then I can give Death Touch to the stuff with the Necrogen Rot Priest. Which I'm okay with that, too. I could also I could mutate Nethroi over top of the Onyx Sentry, because then it would lose the artifact status, and I would have a huge lifelinker to boot. I have several options. Oh god, that's stupid. Okay. So, I can actually make my toxic creatures big enough to kill their creatures now. Let's play Rite of Harmony. Play the Slaughter Singer. Let's get a card off of it. Oh, okay. Let's play this. Might as well maximize our drawing and all that. We're not going to attack this turn. We're going to wait. I don't need to feed them a card. And 1-for-1ing the Venomous Brutalizer just makes me... No. Alright, they're going to cheat whatever it is they have in their hand, and it's probably going to shoot something. Oh no, it's a 2-drop. Okay. Slaughter Singer's probably dead then. Or no, it's not big enough. Sarkon Ceiling is 4 or higher. I was thinking they had like a big 4-drop or something. That helps. Alright, so let's get rid of this. It doesn't matter, just get rid of it. And then let's get rid of this. Isn't that fun? And you know what? I'm attacking with everything but the Pollen Breaker, because there's a ton of poison and a ton of things getting bigger. And whatever lands is going to put extra poison on them. And they only have 3 blockers, and I have 5 things. So, depending on how they block, they could kill themselves. Like, Venomous Brutalizer has to be blocked. Because that's 5 poison. And you have to block the Necrogen Rot Priest. Oh, actually, I have enough here. That's 3, that's 5. Yeah, they're dead. Oh, no. Oh, no, there's the neck. I was like, wait, what? Oh, there they are. There's the triggers. And that is why I like Necrogen Rot Priest. I kind of like him better. This black variation on this deck is actually working out a lot better for us. I don't know why. Earlier I said I thought the blue had felt better when I was testing, but for whatever reason, this is working out a lot better now. So what did you guys think? I had a ton of fun with this deck. I liked this variation better than the Bant version I built. I thought the Bant one was going to be a better variation on this, but I actually like the black better because it has more removal, it has more toxic creatures, it has more proliferate in it. It seemed to be more consistently able to poison my opponents out of the game as quickly as possible and not really have to worry about trying to do dumb tricks like make them unblockable to get them through, because I had so many more things to do. You know, get one out, boom, they're poisoned. I don't know. Something about this version of the deck worked out really well for us, and I don't really know what I would change about it. If you guys have suggestions, please in the comments below, let me know. I'm open to ideas. And as always, thank you for watching. Stay tuned. There's going to be more poison decks coming in the future videos.